Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to iReady Math Lesson 24, video number 3. Today, we are going to continue practicing telling and writing time using analog clocks. This is an analog clock and a digital clock. Oh, there's Mr. Mason and the kitties. But we are practicing telling and writing time with analog clocks and digital clocks. So let's go ahead and get started on pages 222 and 223 in our instruction book. All right, let's start by looking at the example. It says, Dina went on a bike ride at the time shown on the clock. What time does the clock show? All right, the first thing it says is the hour hand is past the 2, but not to the 3 yet, so the hour is 2. So remember, our hour hand is our shorthand. Now we are getting really close to 3 o'clock, but our hour hand has not passed the 3. It's getting closer to 3 o'clock, but it is still the second hour. Remember, if it's between two numbers, to always go back to the smaller number. The minute hand is on the 9. So we need to skip count by 5s 9 times to find the number of minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, at the 12, it is 0 minutes if our long hand is on the 12. Let's skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So Dina went on a bike ride at 2:45. All right, let's look at 7. It says Caleb plays basketball on Saturday mornings. His game starts at the time shown on the clock. It says show the same time on the digital clock. Remember to circle AM or PM. All right, so let's look at the clock. So our hour hand is that short hand, and it's just a little past the 9, which means that our hour is it's just started, and our long hand is at 15. Or it's at the 3. Oh my goodness, I already gave you that hint. All right, so let's look at let's look at our hour hand. All right, our hour hand is the short hand. It is just past the 9, so it's between 9 and 10. With the hour hand, we always go back to the smallest number. So our hour is 9. So on our digital clock, remember, we start with our hour. So it is 9. Now our minute hand is our long hand. And what can we skip count by to find how many minutes have gone by? We can skip count by 5. So starting at the 12, 0 minutes, 5, 10, 15. All right, so how many minutes have gone by? 15. So our 15 minutes goes after the colon. Now remember, with digital clocks, we have to circle if it's AM or PM. AM means mornings, PM means afternoons and nighttime. Let's look back at the word problem to see if it tells us when he was playing basketball. Caleb plays basketball on Saturday mornings. Ooh, so are you going to circle AM or PM, Smarties? Go ahead and circle the correct one. AM. If he is playing on Saturday mornings, he plays at 9:15 a.m. All right, Sophia had a meeting at the time shown on the digital clock below. Show the same time on the other clock. Ooh, okay, so we have our time on our digital clock, so we know that the meeting was at 1:40. We have to show it on our analog clock. All right, so our hour is 1 and our minutes is 40, okay? So here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to start by doing the minutes because that's going to give me some information. So I'm going to start at the 12 with my long hand because my long hand is my minute hand, and I'm going to skip count by 5s to 40. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay? Looking at the minute hand, are we closer to the beginning of the hour or are we closer to a new hour? Remember that 6 tells us it's 30 minutes. That's halfway through the hour. So 40 minutes means I'm getting closer to the next hour. So my hour hand is not going to be right on the 1. If it's right on the 1, that means I am starting a new hour. Remember, as time goes by, our hour hand is getting closer to that 2. But it's not passing the 2 yet until it is 2 o'clock. Then it is at the 2. So I'm going to go back to 40 minutes. And our hour hand is not right at the 1. And it's not even in the middle. It's not in the middle between 1 and 2. It's going to be closer to 2, but it is not past the 2 yet. So this would show 1:40. So let's go ahead and draw our hour hand first. Remember, your hour hand is your shorthand. So with your hour, you're going to be very precise and make a short hand. Okay, it's not past the 2. And our long hand is going to point at the 8 because that is 40 minutes. All right, Smarties, just like with graphing and measuring, these are all ways to show measurement and data. We are showing the time, so we are being precise. All right, let's look at number 9. It says, Jane got home from school at the time shown on the clock. What time did Jane get home? All right, so let's look at the clock. I'm going to look at the hour hand first. Okay, so my hour hand is between 3 and 4. Remember, your hour hand is the short hand. 3 and 4. My long hand is my minute hand. My minute hand is pointing at the 5. All right, so this is our time. Remember, your hour hand, if it is between 2 numbers, you go back to the smaller number. So we know the hour is 3, and now we need to count the minutes. What can we skip count by, Smarties? 5s. So we can skip count 5 times to find how many minutes have gone by. Let's do that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So what was the hour, Smarties? 3. I'm going to write that down. 3. I'm going to put a colon. And how many minutes have gone by? We skip counted by 5s. 3:25. Go ahead and circle the correct answer in your book. So letter C shows the correct time. Jane got home from school at 3:25. Emily chose B as the answer. This answer is wrong. How did Emily get her answer? So Emily says that it is 3:05. Her hour is correct, but her minutes are not correct. How did Emily get her answer? What did she not do? Our minute hand is on the 5. But remember, if our minute hand is on top of a number, that isn't the number of minutes. What do we have to skip count by, Smarties? We have to skip count by 5s because remember, each little line is a minute. So if we went back in time to 3 o'clock, each little line on that clock would be a minute. So 3:01, 3:02, 3:03, 3:04, 3:05. 3:06, 3:07, 3:08, 3:09, 3:10. So Smarties, these numbers, if it's the minute hand that is touching it, those are groups of 5. So when we had our minute hand on the 5, that's not 3:05. That's that group of 5. So 5 groups of 5 would be 25. So how did Emily get her answer? She didn't skip count by 5s. So we could say Emily did not skip count. Ooh, there's a Val Team OU, Smarties. Ow. Did not skip count by 5s 5 times. So it's really important, Smarties, if your longhand, your minute hand, is on top of a number, remember that is a group of 5. That is a group of 5. All right, Smarties, that is it for video number 3. Remember to keep a growth mindset. Good learners do challenging things. Being precise with telling time and showing time is super important. We want to be accurate and correct when showing measurement and data. All right, Smarties, that is it for today. I will see you very soon with another lesson with time. Happy learning.